Now look, a couple of weeks back I was riding and reviewing the Triumph Scrambler 400X and I really did think it was rather good. Definitely worth considering if you're looking for a cool looking retro mid-capacity bike, but the thing is, for a little bit less money, you could also get the more road-biased equivalent, the Speed 400. So which one is the right one to buy? And is the Scrambler actually worth the extra cash? Well, today I went to Fowler's in Bristol to borrow their demo bike and took it out for a spin to find out.
Now look, with these two bikes you really do have a very substantial difference in seat height. The Scrambler 400X sits up at 835mm I believe, whereas this bike is down at 790, and so that's a 45mm difference, which is really quite a lot in terms of motorcycle seat heights. And the result is when you are riding in town and stuff like that, picking your way through traffic, there's no doubt about it that this bike makes it much easier to get both your feet down without even really having to think about it. Now, if you're on the shorter side, or maybe just a bit short in the leg, or if you're newer to riding and you prefer the extra confidence that gives you, then this is almost certainly the one to go for. But even for someone like myself who's got plenty of years riding under their belt, and I'm not super short, I'm 175 centimeters, 5'9". This is the bike that feels just the more threadable in this sort of environment. At the same time though, I was really expecting, because of that massive difference in seat height, for this bike to feel perhaps a little bit too small, almost like a toy bike. And one of the things I really liked about the Scrambler was the big bike ergonomics at this more affordable price point and with the mid-capacity engine. But look, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by this bike. Yes, the bars are a little narrower and lower to suit this more road-focused application, and I don't know if there's a little bit of a difference with the pegs as well. Certainly the pegs themselves are different, they're not quite as chunky. The seat's a little bit of a different shape too, but generally I'd still say this bike feels substantial enough for it to still be satisfying to ride. And I think even if you're someone who's a little bit taller than me, I wouldn't rule out a demo on this bike, purely on the grounds of the seat height, which makes it appear like it's going to be a little bike. Recently we took out the new Honda NX500, which is more adventure-y, semi-off-road vibe. You could say somewhat comparable with the Scrambler. And then also we took out the CB500 Hornet. Myself and Tim rode them back to back. We swapped around, and switching between the two bikes, I came away from that one thinking that maybe the Hornet was a little bit on the smaller side, and I'd probably want to go for the NX500 for that bigger feel. But for some reason with these two, I'm not quite getting the same conclusion, and there's just something that feels really natural and comfortable about this bike to me.
Now I guess the flip side is that if you're around 6 foot or above, then realistically the Scrambler is still going to fit you better. And not only that, but it'll look a bit more appropriate for your height too. Absolutely, the Scrambler is the one to go for if you're on the taller end of the spectrum. And also, I suppose the riding position does give it that bit of extra versatility. But honestly, for most people my height and below, I reckon the Speed is the better choice, while still feeling relatively roomy. And like I say, if you ride a lot in town, or perhaps you're less confident on tall bikes, then it's going to feel a good amount easier to get along with too. Now before we get back to the bike, I just want to give a huge thanks to today's video sponsor, and that's Speedo Angels. You see, replacing a scratched or damaged Speedo can cost a small fortune. Take the Speed Twin 900 for example, the 900 equivalent of the bike we're looking at today. You can't replace just the lens on the Speedo, you have to buy the whole assembly, and that's 665 quid. Speedo Angels dash protectors though, they cost between 10 and 15, and they make them for most new Triumphs, including the new 400s. So look, do check out the link down in the description below to pick up yours, and you'll also find down there a 20% discount code specifically for my viewers. So once again, a massive thanks to Speedo Angels for their support, and with that, back to the bike.
Now, out on the more open road, a lot of the really good stuff about the Scrambler is, of course, true of this bike as well. I mean, primarily it's this engine, this 400cc liquid-cooled single that has a certain richness to it, I think. It's a bit more beefy feeling than I was expecting, and that's because it's got plenty of torque down low. It's got a nice mid-range to it, a lot of bass to the exhaust note as well. And so at these sorts of speeds between 20, 30, 40 and 50, you know, those sort of mid-range road speeds, it really is quite a lot of fun. And I think also you got to consider the gearing. They've got that right in terms of delivering some fun, and also the way the throttle feels quite snappy, and so it can always give you a bit of a shove forward when you need it. But look, once you get into the corners like this, there really is a marked difference between the two bikes in terms of how keen they are in the handling, and there really are a multitude of reasons as to why. I mean, we already talked about the fact that this bike is lower slung. It doesn't have to have any sort of semi-off-road ability, and so that means it's carrying its weight lower, you're closer to the road, you feel more connected to the road, and so of course that certainly helps. But also, because it's a slightly smaller bike, smaller wheels, there's less of that scramblery image as well, it does come in quite a bit lighter, so that's going to help with changes of direction, acceleration, deceleration. And look, even the brakes, they say they're slightly different. I guess they've got different pads or something like that, and there is a touch more power, I think, again aided by that lower weight of course, but it does feel better on the brakes. At the front as well, you don't have that 19-inch, you know, half on half off road front wheel that does have a little bit less precision than this bike, and so yeah, this is the one that feels quicker to turn and it feels more precise. And then of course you've got fully dedicated road focused tyres. I believe it's either the METZELER M9RRs, or on this particular bike I'm on at the moment, it's the Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3s. And while the METZELER Karoos Streets are really good on-off tyres that you get on the Scrambler, there's no getting around the fact that a proper road tyre is going to feel smoother for a start. I've certainly noticed that. But also, you know, there's more contact patch, there's going to be more grip, and the compounds are, you know, designed to warm up quickly and really give you the most when it comes to road handling. And so that's just one more factor that makes this bike, for me, far more engaging to ride on the road. Gosh, I really do like this bike. It's so much fun.
Now, the other side of the argument on this one is that the Scrambler does offer a little bit more versatility with that slightly off-road biased chassis. You've got more travel in the suspension for soaking up bumps and rough roads. The 19-inch front wheel should roll better over them too. And then you've got the METZELER Karoos Streets, which are going to give you more grip off tarmac. So I can definitely see why that's appealing. And while it still might not be a hardcore off-roader, it's never going to compete with a proper dirt bike or adventure bike. You could easily argue that those sorts of features can be handy day in, day out if you use the bike for practical stuff like commuting in a variety of environments. And like I said, in the main review of this bike, with potholes and crappy road surfaces and speed bumps and whatnot, even in town, it could make a good choice. But if you're absolutely not going to do any of that sort of stuff, for me, the speed just handles so much better, and so that's another reason why it would be my pick.
But look, one of the other big differentiating factors between these two bikes is gonna have to be the price. It's about a 600 quid difference, with this bike starting at 4,995 I believe, and the Scrambler 400X starting at 5,595. Now, to be fair, I think both of them offer exceptional value for money. I think it's a really good price given the quality of what you're getting. It feels like a, you know, really nicely put together bike, a lot of attention to detail, but still sub 5 grand sounds very tempting for this bike. And 600 quid is a decent difference as well. I mean, that could buy you a decent amount of gear, or it could cover your insurance and some fuel, or it could cover part of a trip on the bike, or even looking at the configurator for this bike, I wouldn't say it's the most comprehensive lineup of accessories, but there are certainly some interesting little bits like the headlight guard. You've got the option of some engine bars if you want to make it a little bit more robust and resilient. And yeah, they're not the cheapest things, Triumph accessories, but 600 quid could help you get this bike exactly how you want it.
Now, perhaps you could argue with the Scrambler, you're getting that versatility, and so you can use it for more stuff in more scenarios, and that could make it worth the extra. Also, perhaps it is the one of the two that looks a bit more impressive or special. The Speed 400 is a nice looking bike, but I think in the khaki green with the brown seat and the knobbly tyres, the level of styling and finish does, I think, lift the Scrambler a little bit above it. But look, for me, purely for the riding experience, I'd save the cash and go for the Speed. Honestly, I was so impressed with this bike that it really had me thinking, is there even any point in going for the Speed Twin 900 anymore? And I say that as someone who owned one a few years back when it was still called the Street Twin, and I absolutely loved that bike and really enjoyed riding it. But look, this Speed 400 is lighter, more nimble, handles better in my opinion. There's not particularly a big difference in terms of like tech, and yet it does have still quite a lot of the same feel. The bars and the way that it feels in the hand is quite similar, but the main thing is, it's almost half the price. I think I need to get hold of a press bike for a couple of weeks rather than borrow a demo just for the day, because I really do want to do quite a bit more riding on it, and I think it might even be a potential Bike of the Year candidate for me, although there are quite a few banging looking bikes that I'm looking forward to reviewing over the next month or two. Anyway, I'd love to know which bike you'd pick, so do let me know down in the comments below, and also I'll leave my full review of the Scrambler 400X on the screen now in case you haven't seen it already. Do hit subscribe as well if you haven't already to see more of the latest motorcycle reviews like this right here on YouTube. Many thanks for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video.